What's up, y'all? Goose here, and today I'm going to talk about 3 reasons why I switched from a sport bike to a Harley Davidson. So stay tuned.
Talk to me, Goose.
First off, I want to make a shout out to Booster Rails for planting this idea in my head. He had a teaser video of when he went and looked at a Harley. So basically, it's his fault. If you hate this video, blame him. A disclaimer, this is not a Harley commercial, but if Harley does want to sponsor me, I will sell out. Reason number 1 is my location. Hawaii is not the best spot to ride sport bikes. There's not very many roads. The sport bike scene is minimal here. There's not a lot of sport bike events. Compared to cruiser events, I could literally pick any weekend and almost guarantee that there's going to be at least one motorcycle club or riding club or cruiser event. So the comparison between those two is, when you're out riding with groups and meeting people, that's the whole fun of riding. Riding sport bikes here is basically traffic, speed bumps, and potholes. If you're trying to go fast and open that thing up, it's not very conducive for that. And then to top it all off, there is no track here. So I follow a lot of YouTubers like Fast Lane D, for example, and I see him going to his track days, riding on the track, or like Adobo Moto going to the track, and I just sit there and I'm like, man, I wish that was me. I'd love to be at a track right now, but unfortunately we don't have one here. And so my only option to go fast is to do it on the street. And that brings me to my second reason. Reason number 2 is legal and physical consequences. Me personally, when I sit on a sport bike, I just cannot ride it slow. The only time I rode slow was if I was in traffic, like bumper to bumper traffic. And then even when it opened up, I would be going triple digits until I hit the next bumper to bumper traffic area. Or when I was moto vlogging and talking on the camera, because it's kind of hard to go triple digits and talk on the camera. You can't barely hear it. Other than that, I will not go slow. And that's just, it's a personal thing. Some guys can ride on a sport bike and ride decent speed limits or slightly above the speed limit rather than triple digits. But I just can't do it. And, with that comes legal trouble and a lot more physical danger. I have a career that I care about. I have a family that I care about. I don't need to be getting arrested, losing my license, because I got to be able to drive, right? And nothing says career limiting move like calling my boss and saying, hey, I'm going to be late to work from jail. Motorcycle riding is already extremely dangerous as it is. So now add in the triple digit speeds, and I'm basically an organ donor at that point. Reason number 3 is technically not a reason and more of a benefit of switching, and that's going to be insurance costs. So on my 2023 Gixxer 600, my insurance cost monthly was $126. And mind you, I'm 40 years old, never had a crash in a car or a motorcycle ever. And also, I've never had a speeding ticket. Well, I take that back. I've had speeding tickets, but they've been dropped down to parking tickets. So on my record, it shows as a parking ticket, which is not a moving violation of any kind. So I have 0 points on my license. And I've been driving since I was 18. So even with all that, insurance is still $126 per month on my Gixxer 600. And that was, I did quotes through all the different companies that I could think of, and that was the cheapest one. And so when I went and looked at insurance quotes for like a Gixxer 1000, it was even more. It was not double, but it was close to it. Double $126. And so, I was upgrading regardless. I was either going to go get a Busa or a Gixxer 1000 or a ZX-10R. And, when I was thinking about all these things, combined with what Booster Rails had me thinking about, and then I looked at the insurance on a brand new 2025 Harley, and it was literally half of what my Gixxer 600 was. And I was like, that's crazy. So that's just added benefit, is the cheaper insurance. So in conclusion, I'm not saying don't buy a sport bike. If that's your thing, buy one. I loved my sport bike. I had a great time on it. If all 3 of these reasons didn't exist, then I would be on a sport bike. And I'd probably have both a Harley and a sport bike. Basically, all I'm saying is sport bikes in Hawaii go together like pineapples and pizza. The bottom line is I didn't switch because I got old. I switched because I got practical, which honestly is a little more depressing. That concludes my video. So until next Monday, have a nice day.